This is a Huddle Sports Network broadcast. You can find us on Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV, Facebook, and of course YouTube. Get all your NFL news here first.
Good evening. Welcome to another edition of Halas Hall Report. And it's Wednesday. It's the off season. And hey, we got a Vikings fan with us this evening. Good evening, Sarah.
Howdy, Ken. Is it just us two?
It's looking that way. Woody might be running late. And Mike is, both Mikes have problems sometimes being here on Wednesday.
Where's Broski? I have some major news for him.
Broski's here.
Broski, I got some major news for you.
All right, let's hear it.
You are gonna. It makes me sad, but apparently it will make you happy because Spytech was talking about how his son said that if he doesn't draft Genty, then he's not going to be Spytech's son anymore.
Who? Spytech?
Yeah, the Raiders GM. His son told him that if he doesn't draft Genty, his son is not going to be his son anymore.
Well, that is some good news.
I know. I was like, oh, man, that shit sucks.
Nothing like.
Well, no, that's very, very good. That's very good news. And yeah, I was. So I was actually on a Lion podcaster channel, not on live, just in the chat. But I'm kind of like friendly with this dude. Anyway, he had like an NFL, this guy named Bill Carroll, who's like an NFL draft like pro. Like he's like, I think he works for the Steelers right now. But anyway, he gave me his thoughts on Mr. Genty. And I think he was being nice. But he was being pretty truthful. And he basically like, I mean, it was pretty good because like he kind of looked at it like the same way I do. Like he looks at like their college production, their athleticism, and the competition they played against. So, you know, he's like athleticism. Genty's like in the 80th something percentile for everything except for 40 time. He never runs a 40, which is like if he was really fast, he'd obviously run a 40 because all the fast guys run a 40 because it makes them look good because they get a good time. Then he was like, you know, obviously the competition he played is not wasn't great in college. So he basically, what he said was, Genty reminds him of Aaron Jones with a couple more pounds. And I think he was being kind of nice with that assessment. So it made me feel good because I'm like, yeah, I think my assessment of him is pretty good, actually. So yeah, long story short, Raiders save the Bears from himself. Please take Genty and make me enjoy, day one of the draft. And yeah, that's all I got to say about that. Actually, all I have to say is I have to pour myself another drink really quick.
What are you drinking?
I'm drinking. I'm doing a little bourbon tonight. Yeah, I'm a bourbon snob and I'm a tequila snob.
Ooh.
Yeah.
The last time I drank Patron, I died.
Well, I would actually argue that Patron's not real tequila. That's how uppity I am. So yeah, but I'll be right back.
So yeah, it's that time of year where we have as many mock draft. We have all these mock drafts that make about as much sense as Kirk Cousins' contract in Atlanta, right? Um, Bears Twitter is just this is the good thing. I'm saying this in a good way. Bears Twitter is a hot mess right now, Sarah. You know why? When you go on Bears Twitter, right? I don't know why we don't call it Bears X, but still called Bears Twitter. It's a hot mess because there's no consensus. You've got your Will Campbell post, you've got your Genty post, you've got your Warren posts. Like, there's no consensus in the fan base right now whatsoever.
And there might not be a consensus within the Bears organization right now either, because there's a lot of ways they can go. But like Ben Johnson said, Tyler Warren is the definition of a football player.
The way I see it is that no matter who your team drafts, a portion of the fan base will just hate it.
Oh, for sure. Guaranteed.
Bill Carter has been somehow, with Bears fans too. It's crazy. I want to find a post though that I saw earlier because you just reminded me of it. And it was a Ben Johnson quote. I'm looking for it now. I'm on Bears Twitter. So shout out to Bears Twitter. Nice little Twitterverse to be a part of, or Xverse, if you will.
Shout out to Sarah for taking some hits lately and coming back on. Like, people have been kind of rough to you on these last few shows, Sarah. I've noticed.
Well, it's not my fault that they love Jared Goff and I don't.
Yeah. I mean, you definitely,
like that guy Tim earlier. I wanted to be nice, but he kept pushing my buttons. I almost told him, "Look, Tammy, take a deep breath, okay? I know you're on your period, but chill."
Yeah, I mean, I had to get on that dude like a little bit too for that. I mean, that was kind of stupid.
Well, and his reasoning is like, well, the Vikings suck. Why the fuck are we talking about them? I'm like, well, then why the fuck are we talking about your team?
Yeah, I mean, seriously.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, our fan bases are just.
No, but I mean, it's one thing if we talk shit to each other about our teams, but he started attacking me like, what did he say? That I'm a loser and
No, him and Timu Redman, like they both said like some very like inappropriate.
Well, that's when they're getting desperate. Okay, here we go. Ben Johnson. I'll give at Jay McCarran on Bears Twitter 11 hours ago. He posts the following: Ben Johnson gave all of us Twitter nuts some fodder, and here's what Ben Johnson said: 1, only cares about arm length at offensive tackle if the tape shows concerns, but has no absolute measurement minimum. So that's what Ben Johnson's looking at for offensive tackles. The second takeaway: there's value on day 1, 2, and 3 for running back.
Yep.
And the third thing he said, thinks Tyler Warren is a quintessential football player. So if you wanted Ben Johnson to clear it up, it's now as clear as mud.
Yeah, right. No, I mean, that's true. And here's the thing. I mean, they probably are in a little bit of a wait and see because there is a chance Carter could fall and be there. There is a chance Mason Graham could be there. I mean, there could be a situation, Ken, where literally Carter, Mason Graham, and Tyler Warren are all there at 10.
Yeah.
I mean, and a couple weeks ago, people would say, oh, Brewski, you're smoking crack. I'm like, no, like things change a lot by the time the draft starts. And, Joe.
Especially when we don't even know, we have no clue what the Titans are doing.
Well, that's going to be the curveballs, right? Like Cleveland's going to do something that no one sees coming, or the Titans, or, well, the Raiders now. I mean, the GM must listen to his son or have family issues, I guess. But I mean, one of these 9 teams in front of the Bears might, or multiple, maybe 2 teams, maybe because Cleveland does something at 2, it throws off what 3, 4, 5, 6. You see what I'm saying? That also we get this domino effect where everyone's draft plan is completely changed, and there's 3 left field picks. So you're like, whoa, no one saw this coming, or no
Yeah.
one's. I mean, that's the beauty of draft night. But the Bears are one of those teams that can, if everything goes as planned, 1 through 9, the Bears are like the big question mark, right? I mean, they can go anywhere. I mean, the only thing they're not doing, well, I won't say we know for a fact they're not doing, but they probably aren't drafting a quarterback at 10. I just have a sneaking suspicion that might be true, right? And I don't think they're drafting a punter or a field goal kicker at 10 either. Just once again, have a sneaking suspicion that
But
might.
do you think you guys are gonna draft, or you guys gonna get a new kicker? Because your kicker kind of sucks.
Well, before we get on Santos, and he's a bone of contention for me, but at 10, the Bears can literally go anywhere.
Yeah, because I mean, I could literally say like they've filled all the holes for all their starting spots on their team. Now,
You know
they
what?
could use an upgrade at a lot of them, but they actually do have like a legit starter at every spot now. So
I saw a mock where the Bears took a wide receiver.
And they could.
yeah, we've been talking about that actually, Ken and I, for the past couple of weeks now. They could.
They could. Now,
Wide receiver is almost like running back in this draft, though. Like it's not really elite high end talent, but it's deep.
Now, as far as Santos, look at my dig on Santos, and I brought this up last year, and this is before Broski was on all the time, but I think he was in the comments already. The deal with Santos is this: if you go to week 2, why do the Bears lose that game by 6 points? Because they gave up 3 55-plus yard field goals, right?
Yep.
The Texans have a field goal kicker, 55-plus, that's points. Santos, that's a punt. So, I was like, it'd be nice to have a guy who can knock it in from 55 or 60, like some of these other teams are starting to get. However, below 50, he's pretty much automatic. He's probably got one of the best percentages in the NFL under 50 yards. And the thing I noticed with some of these guys who had this great range last year, yeah, great at 55, but would shank at 38. Santos is automatic.
Yeah.
So, and then he hits the 53-yarder, of course, to beat the Packers, and he does the famous Brazilian soccer star dance and all that good stuff. So I'm good with Santos. I do think they do need to bring people in at camp, though, to push him. I think he needs to hit the weight room or maybe work on style a little bit, maybe add a few more yards to his kicks, because some of it's style, the way he kicks. He could maybe make some changes, maybe get some more distance, but I'm fine with Santos. What do you think, Broski?
I mean, that game really stood out to me. That Texans game scene, was it Fairbairn, I think his name is, just hit those 50-plus yard field goals like they're chip shots. Yeah, but breaking it down, over the years, like Santos has been very consistent under 50. I mean, you don't want to carry 2 kickers though, and it's almost like that's what the Bears need to do. Like they have to have like their long range kicker, and then they have to have like their shorter accuracy kicker, which you only want one kicker. So
Kick 2?
I think it's almost like the they're going to try to find an upgrade, but there is a chance they're going to be rolling with Santos next year.
Damien asked, would you all trade a 10th pick for Trey Hendrickson?
I wouldn't.
I would not. I wouldn't even no. Me, no way.
At his age,
Immediate no.
You have to give him a contract? No way.
Yeah, no chance. And he's not putting the Bears over the top, so it's no. The Bears need to.
It was a draft pick where it was like in the lower, like 28, 29. I would maybe, but not a 10 pick, not a top 10 pick.
What do you think, Woody? You usually don't have an opinion.
Woody,
that JJ McCarthy is going to be probably last in that division. What was the question?
Maybe. I mean, I'm not going to say yes or no because I don't know. He hasn't taken a snap
Would
yet.
y'all trade? No, you can't now. You signed Deo, forget it. We'll be like $50 million over the cap. Yeah. What was the question?
No, that was the question.
Oh no! If we were going to trade for Trey Hendrickson, you should have did it before Deo.
Yep.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, we got what, 3 weeks? Right around 3 weeks.
What draft?
Yeah.
April 25th, isn't it?
So yeah, we got about 23 days. So
Who's coming to Green Bay?
I'm not going to Green Bay.
I was going to.
I don't like
but
bench seats.
I need to go to in the Baltimore area instead, so I'm doing that instead.
Are they doing the draft in the stadium?
It's outside. I asked that actually. It's like in the they're going to set up a stage in the parking lot or whatever.
I mean, because there's nothing in Green Bay, like literally nothing.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Cheese. There's cheese there.
It smells like cheddar everywhere.
Oh, I got an announcement, Ken.
Oh, go ahead, bring it.
So, you know how we got a little doggy, right?
Right.
Husky. Well, she was supposed to get fixed at the end of this month, and now she's in heat. Now she's in heat, so we can't get her fixed. So I got to cancel my vacation in June, and we're coming to Chicago to see the Bears play. Don't know which game yet. We won't find out till May. But look out,
You're
Chi-Town.
gonna get her fixed before you bring her to Chicago, though, right? You don't want those.
I know that, but we can't. She was scheduled at the end of April. Now you got to wait a certain amount of weeks after her heat's done
before she gets fixed.
Yeah, I'm not like that though, Sarah. I already have a child.
I'm waiting on the schedule to drop because I will be in Chicago for week 3. So I'm hoping that's a home game.
That's too warm. I'm going in December.
Yeah, I will be in Chicago for week 3.
Yeah, I'm getting a full effect of the whole thing. So this will be it depends. Well, Chicago comes to Philly, so I'll probably be going to that game. But if they're back-to-back weeks, probably not. So this will be.
If you don't burn through all your bail money that game, you have so much over, you can go out to Chicago.
Hey, Broski, did you remember that we were taking out the life insurance policy on Woody for that one?
I told him, I'm like, you better have like 20 G's like readily available for bail money.
So this might be games 32 and 33 for me for the Bears. So first time out to Chicago though. What do you think of that, Sarah? You got me beat on that one?
I rented an Airbnb once in Chicago because I came down there for a Pokemon Go tournament.
Oh my God.
It was scary. I don't want to go back to Chicago.
Yeah, Pokemon's fucking scary as it is. No, how many Minnesota games you go to?
I don't. And I live like 10 minutes from the stadium. It's just that to me, I don't really want to watch a game where it's like I'm so high up that I can't even see when I can just sit at home, drink.
See, sporting events, I got to be up a little bit. Hockey, definitely. You don't get the full effect. You can't see down the field. So if I'm at football, I have to stay in the middle, not the ends. The Giants-Bears game a couple of years ago, I was in the end zone corner up, so you can see a little bit. But there's not a bad seat at MetLife. Not a bad seat. So, and then when Broski comes up to the Eagles-Bears game, then he'll help me out.
I just like games at home.
I understand. My dad's a big Dallas fan, and for all his life, and he went to one game with me, Bears or Cowboys, Eagles, and my dad's he was a 6'4" Sicilian, and these Eagles fans were heckling us, and my dad says, "You know what? There's I think there were 6 of them." My dad's like, "Meet me here after the game."
My friend is
Cowboys won, and they went there.
My friend's trying to find me Justin Jefferson's address so I can go and stalk him and get pregnant and have a baby and go take him to court and get child support.
Fuck did this conversation go to?
Yeah. Wow. And I'm the one.
Sarah, to get pregnant, you got to be awake. You can't be sleeping all the time.
I'm up.
But Justin Jefferson, huh? I would think you'd be a speedy person like Addison.
Even better.
You're just gonna pretend it's Garoppolo, huh?
Garoppolo.
I don't care who. I just want a paycheck.
Oh, that's
No,
fucked
I
up.
was just kidding because
Okay.
then I saw today
That's fucked
on
up. Just
Twitter
I can't.
that
Wow.
I was just kidding. I'm not that crazy. Okay,
Yeah, we don't believe you.
maybe a little, but not
No,
that crazy.
Sarah,
Like, I mean,
with Elon.
if it was Ronaldo, it'd be a different story. No, just
Oh man. Anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Woody, I wouldn't make it into the stadium if I went to an Eagles game. Like it would be over like quick in the park, like FDR Park, wherever we're tailgating. Like it'd be on.
Unless we get invited like I did to play Flip Cup. That's fine with me, man. But yeah, so that's my big news. So I got to get a hold of my boy Billy for a good. You mentioned some hotels. He has a couple friends that have season tickets, so I'll be there, but not week 3. That's too warm. I got to go in December where it's windy and cold.
That's the only way to do it.
Yeah. Yep.
that's why I'm glad we played in a dome. I am not stepping foot outside to watch a damn football game in like minus weather.
Unless you're supposed to go out.
Well, thank God your Minnesota's roof is sturdy. It never caves in.
Never.
Nope, it's glass now, so it can't.
It's glass. Yeah, glass never breaks.
Yeah.
No, they built
It's the firmament.
glass so that it's got like heating, so that it melts the snow off. Duh.
That's like some of our trucks,
Who is
side view
this?
mirror defroster.
We got a new sponsor day, by the way.
Did we?
Yeah. You ready?
Planned Parenthood, sponsored by Sarah.
You like that?
Oh my God. Yeah, I love it.
I watched the Halas Hall report.
Yeah. You know what? That looks like he's Chinese in there, but that's fine.
I was saying, he looks like he's high.
Yeah. Wow.
I've been playing with AI, so I created that and then this video in AI generation.
Jaden Daniels is so much more handsome, I tell you.
And
I'll see, Sarah. See?
Well, geez,
oh,
Sarah.
you know what? Maybe because I said the Chinese. Is that right? Hopefully she didn't get offended.
No, I mean, yeah, where'd she go? I'll message.
believe me, the stuff that's been said to Sarah the past couple days, she's not.
Sarah, if you're listening, I'm sorry for saying that. Oh boy.
She probably just had an internet connection.
Oh, maybe she fell asleep.
They're pretty hardcore. So
Mhm.
trust me, Woody, you're not running the Sarah off. She's
Yeah, she's got thick skin.
yeah.
Well, I don't. I'm very emotional,
Well, we know.
sensitive. Yeah.
I mean, have you ever watched this guy watch a hockey game?
Oh. Ooh. That's going down to nitty gritty too.
I mean, we got 3 more weeks of this draft talk, and then we'll finally figure it out because, well, they're going to draft. We have no choice. I'm just wondering, like, are we picking? Here's the other question. Like, the debate is who we're taking at 10. What are the odds of us drafting out of 10?
I mean, we have 7 picks. We have 7 picks, and we're going into a draft that our first pick that we don't have to pick like a full-flesh fucking need like an offensive lineman the last 15, 17 years, right? We had offensive lineman first. Yeah. I don't see us trade. I mean, the only time maybe if Genty's not picked and Dallas needs him, maybe they'll trade up with us and we'll get an extra pick maybe. But I don't see us dramatically going down. No.
There's going to be some good players there. I think there's going to be like multiple good players there at 10 that other teams are going to be calling about.
What about taking some of our later round picks and packaging them up to maybe get an additional second or third round pick? We got 16.
Well, Broski, right? I was thinking about this. Broski is that if Warren's at 10, you know how many teams will be calling us for him?
No, that's what I'm saying, man. Like, yeah,
But but you don't do it. If he's there, you pick him. Sorry.
I agree. And did you hear what Ben Johnson called him?
I didn't hear it.
He said he's the definition of a football player.
I hope so. He's in the draft.
Well,
But he's never taken a snap.
Either did J.J. McCarthy. You think he's going to be a stud?
But he's never taken a snap in the NFL. We don't know what he's going to be.
Well, we don't know. Yeah, I mean, do we all think C.J. Stroud was going to be this first year because he's an Ohio State quarterback? No, I never thought it. Nobody knew it. I don't care who you are. We never know. Like, the bus that we had,
see how
Kevin.
dumb that sounds? Because it's like everybody coming into the draft has never taken the snap, so you don't know.
Absolutely, that's why. The Titans, I'm hearing multiple things that they're going to pick Abdul Carter. They're going to take Cam Ward. I don't think Cam Ward. I don't know how he's going to be. I don't know how I think I would take Dart over Cam Ward. I don't know. Who knows?
Or what if they do Houston where they trade 1 and 2 and get Cam Ward and Abdul Carter? Huh?
I mean, the first three
Eagles mentality. Oh my God!
First three teams in the draft aren't known for making great decisions: Tennessee, Cleveland, and the Giants. Then you have Jacksonville, Vegas, and the Jets, and the Panthers. I mean, there could just be wild cards in this draft.
I did 5 mock drafts. I did one today, and I have actually the Raiders picking up Genty.
That would make sense, honestly. Huh?
If I was,
I would draft. Just bear with me on this one. Here's some other names being listed from mock drafts. I'm getting on a Bears Twitter. Here's one: Armand Membu, offensive tackle, Missouri, at number 10.
Yeah, he's been getting a lot more popular. And you know what? I have to look this up. Someone told me their top 30 list is out. I'm going to look that up while you continue.
I get mixed up with him. Is he the receiver or the tackle or the guard?
The tackle.
Okay.
Okay, let me see. Let me scroll back down because I've got some other weird stuff going on there with Bears Twitter Day. Okay, then we got. That's just they're looking at Isaiah Bond, but now it's first round. Okay, then we got Will Johnson.
Yeah, I don't think he's be gone.
That's another one. Abdul Carter.
He ain't making it till 10, unless all these teams are getting scared because of his injury.
They had us flipping with. Okay, but this guy who did this one had us trade up the 4, and we gave up 10th, a 5th round, next year's first rounder, and next year's 5th rounder to go up and get Abdul Carter. Interesting.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Hey, it's Twitter, so all things. Here's an Alshon Jeffrey one. Then the guy did a second one. He did Will Campbell. It's just I don't know. It's all over the place. I'm surprised some of these guys don't have us drafting a quarterback at this point.
So I'm looking at the confirmed 30 visits for the Bears right now. They're dragging their feet confirming these visits too, so they're being very meticulous about who they choose. However, I will say my second favorite tight end in the draft is making a visit to Halas Hall. Mason Taylor.
Tyler Warren's confirmed. He's one of the Bears are one of 3 teams that he has keyed in on.
Yeah, but I was saying Mason Taylor, Jason Taylor's son, who is my second favorite tight end in the draft, who reminds me of George Kittle, is also making a visit to Halas Hall.
I'm just curious. So, when do you have to get your 30 visits done by?
Draft.
The draft. Yeah.
Well, obviously, but
Yeah, I don't think I think it's literally just by the draft.
Oh.
Yeah.
Logistically speaking, okay. Technically speaking, it's probably the draft. Logistically speaking, probably by that Tuesday of the draft. Because
I would say
they're going to fly out if they have to.
Exactly.
In fact, some of the teams may already fly out Monday. So it's not the teams, it's the players that are flying into the draft site. So I would probably say the weekend of the draft would probably be your last opportunity to do a visit. Like legit speaking.
You know, an interesting player they're bringing in is Brashard Smith.
So are we. Ooh.
He's a running back from SMU. And his first 3 years in college, he was a wide receiver for Miami. He switched to running back last year. SMU made the college football playoff and got destroyed by Woody's favorite team. But
like Penn State deserves to be there. Go ahead.
but Brashard Smith, he had a nice season at running back. He's got the straight line speed and he can catch, obviously. So.
Yep, we're bringing him in too. It's been confirmed.
And I did another mock draft earlier this week, and I had the Bears picking Walker out of Georgia.
Yeah, I mean, they need a linebacker. I mean, it's not far-fetched.
And then did you hear the thing about Ben Johnson said on Brisker? Brisker's 100%. He's ready to go. So hopefully he doesn't take another bad hit.
And Brisker retweeted it today too and said, "I told y'all," and now you got it from the coach too. Like Brisker's been, he's been tweeting that he's gonna be back, and everyone's like, "Whatever." And this guy on Bears Twitter went off on him, like, "Oh, you're not coming back. You're a scrub. You're just injured." And then after the Ben Johnson thing, he re-X'd what Ben Johnson said. Look, I'll be back, and but I still think you need to draft at his position because A, the entire room is not under contract after this season. It's an empty room at the end of the season. Yeah. And B, he might be one bad concussion away from having to hang it up.
Exactly.
Yeah, definitely get a safety in the draft. That's
early though. Second round is what I'm saying.
So we can go. Our number one things are what? Tight end, safety, and linebacker right now. If you think about it, and field goal kicker too.
So. I mean, they need a pass rusher.
Yeah.
Because that Dale guy seems like a good, like jack of all trades kind of guy on the D line, but they need a guy who can just line up and rush the passer. I'm sorry.
Is that he's going to take the next step, and that's why they went after him. They feel that he's ready to take that next step in his evolution as an edge rusher. That was the reason they took him.
I think they did it right. They need a veteran in there to help Booker. I like Booker. Booker played a hell of a lot of snaps last year for a freaking rook.
What do you guys think of that big-ass defensive tackle from, is it Florida?
Oh, the offensive tackle, you mean?
No, the defensive tackle. He's like super big, and he's like 400 and something pounds.
Oh, it's like the center or the nose tackle for Tennessee that killed us last year.
He's like 464 pounds, and he's like 6'6". He's from Miami, or he's somewhere from Florida.
Oh, that Desmond Watson guy you're talking about.
Yeah, him.
Yeah, I mean, just because you're that big doesn't mean you're that good. And these guys are pros.
Yeah, but I figure I think he would be a good, if he was a UDFA, I would pick him up just to play him on downs where you have to block the tush push.
It's banned. Yeah. You don't have to worry about that.
Well, I'll tell you what, the Bears have needed a huge D tackle for a while. Like I missed the a Ted Washington type.
Yeah.
I really do. I mean, that guy played at like 375, 380 in his prime. So
Ken knows who I miss on that defensive line. Remember, Ken? Afraid of the Raiders.
Oh, Goldman?
No, Blind Nichols.
Oh, Blind Nichols, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I love that motherfucker, man. Oh, yeah. You're so stupid.
I mean, but that's a problem, though. Like, sometimes a guy like him, Nichols wasn't bad in Chicago. Change of scenery made him better. I mean, the system and that's the thing with the Bears is like, I'm not quite sure what the system is. I mean, I know what the base. I think we all know the base, but what kind of player are they looking to add to this roster? Like, this is the first time, at least a decade, if not more, where I'm going, I have zero freaking clue. I don't even have an inkling. I mean, that's how bad it is. I mean, we could use a tight end. I mean, Yeah, we could use a safety because of the situation for next year. Sure, we could still use line help, but like at 10, I'm like, you could really do anything. And
Well, hopefully the Bears don't do it Trubinsky, because I was kicked out of that bar for life for throwing my beer across the bar.
Oh, I think
Callahan's in Allentown. Remember that place?
I've been there.
Yeah.
So I told Ken my Trubisky story this morning. I had a draft party. I had people over, standing in front of my TV with a pint glass, and man, they drafted Trubisky. I spiked it off the floor, shattered everywhere.
That's nice.
Didn't think
But how was the TV? Did it survive?
Oh yeah, no, I didn't do. I spiked it off the ground. Like I spiked the glass off the hardwood floor.
I threw my beer across the bar, got kicked out of there, and my buddy runs Volpe's sports bar across the street. So I went over there and watched the rest.
Yeah, I spiked the glass off the ground. I was like, "Yep, that just set our franchise back 5 years," and that was it.
Oh, it was like the Cedric Benson pick.
Oh God! Oh God! The pain. I have heartburn now.
Caleb Haney.
So what pick was worse, Trubisky or Fields?
Trubisky.
Because
I think Fields at least gave you some hope. You know what I mean?
You know what? And Trubisky, you take away that. You take away that. I mean, he had great mobility. He got all fucked up after his shoulder injury. Then he was afraid to run. If you take away that Tampa game, that 6-pass touchdown game, what do you say about him?
I mean, Trubisky, like,
he only started 12 games in college too. That was another.
Yeah, and it's a basketball school. Yeah, you don't draft a number one pick from a guy that started 12 games only and from a basketball school.
Yeah.
I mean, look, at least you can say this: he won the division, went to 2 playoff games, and in his defense, the game against Nola, he threw a beautiful pass to the end zone that got dropped. And when that ball got dropped, that changed the entire complexion.
I'll never forget that. And then,
I mean, Trubisky, he gave, like Broski said, he gave you hope. I'm sorry, Broski meant that for Fields, but
yeah,
his moments. Fields gave you hope, and then when you looked at him statistically, you're like, well, the dude keeps improving. So that gave you even more hope, and he could do such dynamic things with his legs that was exciting. I mean, the guy peeled off a 60-yard Lamar Jackson touchdown. Like, okay, we can do some things. So, and then go post their Bears career. Trubisky found a great home for him. I think Buffalo loves him. He loves Buffalo. When he plays in Buffalo, he looks good. It's just a good marriage. We'll see with Fields. I mean, I think going to the Jets probably could kill his career more than help it.
Yeah.
If I were Fields, I would have gone to Miami. Let me back up Tua, who's going to get a concussion and be out 4 or 5 games, and I think he fits their offense like a glove.
Yeah. Sarah said it perfectly the other day. He needs to go somewhere and sit behind a real quarterback for a year and just chill out for a year and just learn the position a little more.
And he did good in the beginning with Pittsburgh last year. And I still think that Mike Tomlin's being a fucking prick and says, you know what? I want to give Bears that 6th-round pick, not a 4th. We're going to take you out. Piece of shit. And everybody wanted Tomlin to come to Chicago. Get the fuck
out. I mean, Mitch played good in that game. That's probably the most painful game of my life, that they lost to a certain team in the playoffs. That I can't even go down that road because that was the worst game ever, honestly. I think that was the most painful game of my life. What? I mean, he did play okay that game. He did. That game was not on Mitch, in my opinion.
I punched 2 holes in the wall.
If you look at Justin and you look at Mitch, I don't know if they even cracked the top 10 of worst first-round picks we've ever made.
Oh, no, Caleb Henny.
Because we got guys
Shane McClellan.
Who was the kid from Colorado that running? Rashawn Salam.
I think you're sick.
Oh, Michael Haynes.
What school did he go to?
I knew you'd like that one.
Is that why you guys have 1 winning season in 12 years?
Okay, we're going to bring up the past. Okay, missed no Super Bowls. Next.
She got that from me.
I got that from Broski Broski. So
Oh,
blame
you got
Broski.
that from Broski. Oh, okay, I got you.
Well, no, I mean since
Cade
April,
McNown. That's what I was thinking of.
Oh my God.
did we not have a winning season in 19 when we went to the playoffs as a wild card?
Nope, they're 8-9 or 8-8.
So it was a 500 season as a wild card. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, you know what though, Sarah, that is kind of a fair assessment. Kind of like the draft, we didn't because I think we didn't draft well and we over leveraged on veterans that were maybe we paid for past glory and not what they could do for us.
That was Rick's problem with us too. Like he kept giving bad contracts to these veteran players just because he had loyalty towards them, and it really set the team back.
I mean, and then like if you look at more recently, like last year, the problem was.
Oh, I got a good one. Go ahead, Ken. I'm sorry. I have a good name. I'm gonna drop.
I got breaking news too.
Oh, we'll go with the breaking news, then we'll go to Broski.
Kirk Cousins got traded back to Minnesota.
Yeah,
April
yeah.
Fools.
You see that?
Hey,
Sparks on
Hey,
profile
Sarah, hold
picture?
on. Sarah, I got Hey, this is to you with love from Sarah. And April Fool's was yesterday.
Yeah, I know, but that sounds like one of my Call of Duty weapons. Nice.
All right, what you got, Broski?
All right, so I'm going to drop this name, and coincidentally, it's from a school who many people are hoping they draft the player in this draft from, Boise State.
Uh-oh.
my
Shea
God.
McClellan.
Yeah, that's what I said. I just said that
Oh,
before.
you said
That's
it.
the worst. Oh, yeah. Oh.
Gabe Karimi. Remember Gabe Karimi?
Oh, God.
How about the guy that went to school 15 minutes from me, Kevin White?
Oh, terrible. Terrible.
Yeah.
I mean, Sarah, yeah, I mean, that's part of it. I think we've drafted poorly. We've done free agency overall poorly. I mean, really poorly. And then, like, coaching decisions, like, look, when we hired John Fox, like, John Fox was a damn good coach when we hired him, right? I mean, everywhere he went within 3 years, they were a playoff Super Bowl contending team. He comes to Chicago in 3 years as the worst coach in Bears history.
Remember John Theory from Alcorn State? They took 11th overall in 1994.
Jeez.
Alcorn State. What are we doing?
And then I think we go to last year's team with all that talent that was on that roster, that offensive coordinator. I mean, I don't know what Waldron was thinking. Like, oh, I got a rookie, so I have to be, kindergarten level plays. I mean, his playbook was just probably one of the worst playbooks I've ever seen in the NFL.
Ken, in his playbook, does it have don't throw the tight ends?
It has to.
That chapter is missing. That whole chapter about tight ends is not included.
And that's a weird thing because, like, we've got a really good tight end. We just signed to a big contract, and then we don't use them.
Yep.
It's like
that's Bears football right there.
That's the Bears. Now, look, you could say now under Ben Johnson and the new coaching staff, we'll have to see if that changes. But based off what Ben Johnson did as a coordinator / play caller in Detroit, you would assume that, yes, we are going to use the tight end. Yes, we will use all the position groups now instead of just one or two. And yes, he probably will let Caleb take some more risks that where he was kind of confined last year. Defensively, we went from a good defensive coordinator / head coach. I mean, he was good for defense to another good defensive coordinator. So I think the intensity will be there. And I think he's going to hold them more to account than our previous guy did, Eberflush. So maybe do the Bears finally turn the corner? I don't know. We have to see how these free agents pan out. Because
I'm interested.
A little hit or miss on free agents.
I'm interested in seeing how good with our young running backs, besides Swift, how Bieniemy is going to do.
Adrian Peterson hated him. He and Adrian Peterson did not get along at all.
You know what, though? But here's the thing, though. It's funny, though, kind of off that take, Woody.
Because Adrian Peterson asked him for a loan and he wouldn't give it to him.
Foles has been a little hit or miss on some of his free agent acquisitions, but I'll say this. Even look at the guys he signed for the O-line. Almost none of them panned out last year. However, they were all super cheap and didn't set us back 3 to 5 years in cap. So
Yeah.
I will say at least he's been economical when he's been wrong. He hasn't been wrong, and it set us back 3 years of dead cat money.
Yeah. Honestly, that's probably his best point so far. Like, he has managed the cap well. He hasn't, locked us into any, atrocious like 5-year deals where he's paying some guys some astronomical amount. So yeah, he's got that going for him anyway.
And Dahlman, really, if you think about the signing of Dahlman, is the very first big contract he's signed someone to for the O-line. Like, that's the biggest O-line contract he's signed someone to date. And
we had to do that. We had to do that. Second cheapest offensive line last year.
But to me, it says two things, right? One, he believes in him. Well, it says more than one thing. One, he believes that Dahlman is, in fact, the actual long-term answer, right? Because the other guys, when he signed for $4 million, it's like, well, let's see how you do, right? Now he's got these guys he's brought in, and he's giving them real money. So that, to me, that says these are the guys he believes in. Like, he didn't give
those are the guys that Ben Johnson believes in.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's probably a combination of both, because at the end of the day, if Poles isn't comfortable with it, he's not going to spend the money. At the end of the day, yeah, he wants to make his new head coach happy, but he's like, dude, if I don't think this dude's worth $25 million over 3 years, I'm not going to give it to him. I mean, that's Poles, and he's shown it.
But I don't think he's making those signings if Ben Johnson's not there, because I think Poles is good at identifying the positions of need, but not identifying grading the talent.
And I knew Broski was a traitor. He drools over the lines.
Yeah, you know what though, Broski, I'll slightly disagree with that. I think he's good at identifying talent at other positions not called the offensive line. I think for the fact that he did play offensive line skews his view of the reality of the offensive line. He's pretty good at finding receivers, running backs, tight ends, other position groups. But when it comes to the position he played, that's where he suffers the most.
I think I'm just glad that the Bears finally woke up and said, "Hey, we're sick of our quarterback getting killed. Let's get some guys in here." It took them 17 seasons, but that's fine.
I feel bad for the Patriots. They signed our center. I'm like, they must not love Drake May.
No, Sarah, you're wrong. Don't you know this is how it goes? Wait, here, I'll go. Hey, Woody, what happens to a really bad Bears offensive lineman when they sign with another team?
Pro Bowl. Charles Leno. When he went to Washington, you got Sam Mustipher. You know what I mean? So, oh my God. So get back to the like when you said about Dahlman. Hopefully, this is they say it's a long-term answer. They start comparing him to like Olin Kreutz, our center, and stuff like that. So hopefully that pans out.
Or like even Roberto Garza, I'd take that.
Yeah.
And Mitch, look, I'm going to throw this up. Hold on, Sarah, not yet. Because he goes, meaning Sarah, you not just say those guys are Ben Johnson believable. What kind of take is that? Well, Mitch, consider that you think Jared Goff is a top 3 quarterback in this league, and that people would take him over, let's say, Lamar Jackson, or I mean, we've gone through the list with you several times. I think I'll take Sarah's take over yours 7 times a week, and then you know what? Just for added bonus, 3 more times on Sunday.
But I mean, that's exactly why they signed Jonah Jackson, because he played with Ben Johnson before, and he was a Pro Bowler when he played for Ben Johnson before.
Well, I think Goff is the best quarterback in the division.
Well,
not top 3 in the league.
There's not another offensive line out there, so Ben Johnson's going to have to get other players to play that line. So, yeah, the guys that they went after are guys that Ben Johnson identified. What is not right about that take? I didn't say they were like Ben Johnson's guys. I said they were guys that Ben Johnson identified that would.
Yep.
And let's be real.
I agree with that, sir.
And let's be real. Before Ben Johnson was even hired, we were already talking about Dahlman in Chicago.
Yep.
We were already talking about it. Now
we didn't think it would happen either. We were wishing.
Right. The Tooney trade we didn't see, and then the other trade, that's obviously a Johnson influence there, because that was one of Ben's guys in Detroit that signed a big contract in LA. That was Ben. But the Tooney trade, I don't know if that was Ben, that was Poles, because that's KC. Poles was there when they brought Tooney in. So I don't know who had more influence on that, but we were talking Dahlman way before Ben Johnson showed up.
I mean, I'm sure it was a collaboration, but he wouldn't have gotten the, like, I mean, if Ben said no, he's not going to work in my scheme, then they probably wouldn't sign him.
And put it this way, I don't think Tooney agrees to a trade to the Bears if Waldron's the OC. Or, you know what I mean? Or if Ben's not here.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? But looks like Damien. Yeah, Damien. What about going to the Cowgirls?
Top 3 and proved
Well,
it.
I mean, he can be top 3 to you. That's fine. Nobody's disputing that. But why are you having a problem with him not being our top 3?
Let me tell you something. If Goff didn't have that offensive line, there's no way he'd be even close to that.
Well, look, this is the morning show starting to bleed into the Bears show, but I said
yeah, Woody misses all this. Woody misses all this.
Ooh,
When Jared Goff is under pressure, he's like a cheap hooker on a busy Friday. He goes down a lot.
I would take Stafford with a bad offensive line all week and twice on Sunday.
I mean, I think Goff is the 3rd best quarterback in the NFC North.
Oh, I think he's the best because you got Caleb Williams, was the one. It's going to be one of the worst draft picks Bears ever did. Then you got a rookie, JJ McCarthy, didn't even take a snap yet. Then you got Jordan Love. So there you go.
Woody, you're gonna make me do it, aren't you?
Yeah, go ahead.
Gonna make me do it. Hold on, I'm waiting on it. Just
slow.
And I don't have a problem. I don't have a problem with.
Described him as one of the most dangerous men on the face of the earth.
Yeah, he's the most dangerous guy with 5 wins. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, but you know what though? I mean, once again, that you can't take the 5 wins and put it all on Caleb because, I mean, obviously we know a couple were straight up on bad coaching, right? Because that's what got him fired. Caleb always put, when he had the ability to do so, he put the Bears. And like, look at the Washington game, he put the Bears in position to win. He put the Bears in position to win.
He did that for a number of games. The Bears lost.
Absolutely. Dude, this is what I want to see next year. I want to see us leading games, not have to come back in the second half all the time.
Well, I agree. I agree with that too. And that, well, I mean, the play calling, the scheme, it's funny, isn't it? Because under the other one who remained nameless as OC, we were in the top 3 for scoring on the first possession. And then we go to Waldron and we're dead last.
Yeah.
In fact, we could barely score in the first half.
Yeah.
Under Waldron. So,
we finished up last in the first half last year. We were second last, but then we finished up last in scoring.
Yeah. I mean, with the weapon
because of the defense. Holy shit. Dude, I know people have rookie mistakes and shit like that, but when Caleb did have time, how many fucking overthrows did he have? Please, Eddie, can you count them on your fingers? No, you cannot. You can't blame it all on the defense either. Hell no. No.
How many drops did the Bears have last year, too? Their drop wasn't bad. They were just inopportune.
The other thing is that how many 3 and outs did we have to tire that defense out? That does tire the defenses out, let me tell you.
Yeah. Yeah, the offensive scheme.
No way.
Was just, god awful, horrendous.
Don't get me started on that fucking, nope.
We've had back-to-back shitty offense coordinators, point blank.
Well, you guys were one of the teams with the fewest play action last year, weren't you guys?
Well, we had no time.
Almost no play action. We never used the tight end. We pulled a just some like the game that we should have won in Indianapolis. We'll run the ball to the left 3 times in a row on a 1st and goal, or 4 times in a row. We'll go to the left, exact same play. Like, dude, like, really?
Yeah, and how many mistakes did Indianapolis have that game? Anthony Richardson was He threw 3 interceptions himself.
Yeah, it's just so there needs to be some improvements this year in this offensive scheme in the play. Caleb got better with getting rid of the ball, not taking bad sacks as the season went on. He did get better at that. He did have improvement in certain areas. The one thing you can always say, at least, I mean, the dude took care of the ball overall. 5 interceptions on the season. He's second all time in the NFL for attempts to interception, behind only Rodgers with his streak. So that was good to see. I like, hopefully that continues. He did throw some absolute gorgeous plays. We did see some really great stuff he did at times. Now we got to see it more consistently.
I also give him credit for he started every game. I mean, the Bears haven't had a quarterback start every game since 2009.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'll give him that.
I mean, he did what you kind of wanted a rookie to do, progress, and he progressed in a situation that we thought would be great for a quarterback and ended up being shitty for a quarterback. So
somehow he did get better.
Go ahead, Broski.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I was going to say somehow he did get better throughout the season. OC fired, head coach fired. I mean, he found a way to improve.
Just highlight that one. Highlight that last one, please. Who won us the first 3 games? Well, the first game was our defense because our offense didn't even score.
Right.
Will Levis won you guys that first game.
Next question, please. Thank you. Go ahead, Broski. Sorry.
No, that's cool. Yeah, man, I did not want to draft Caleb Williams. I think I made that known. But honestly, I was what I've seen in him, I'm like, I think he does have some serious potential. So we'll see if and so does Ben Johnson. That's one of the main reasons why he went to Chicago.
I wish we had Sean Clifford.
That draft class from last year, all those guys, I think, will be in the league past their 5th-year option. And they'll probably, I would say, the 5 that started last year, at least 4 will still be starters past their 5th-year option. It was just a great draft class for quarterback last year.
I have a terrible take. I wish we had Sean Clifford.
You don't want the big red dog. You don't want the big red dog.
We had one, Dalton.
I think they might let him go for
we got about a minute left.
Second-round pick.
We got about a minute left, so let's do this because Sarah is the guest fan base today. We'll give Sarah the last terrible take of the night because O-Town Mitch, they're all terrible. And with that, we'll say, after Sarah, we'll say goodnight, and we'll see everyone in the morning, of course, for Ken and Ken in the morning, and back here Sunday morning for another house. Also, Sarah, give us that last terrible take and send us home.
My last terrible take is that Jared Goff is a top 20 quarterback.
That's a good take.
Wow.
Ooh. We'll let that ruminate. Tomorrow, Sarah, are you going to be on tomorrow morning?
We'll see if I wake up in time.
Oh, my God. That's a terrible fucking take.
Sarah, can you change that picture you got? You get that little goblin kid off your screen?
Is that Harry Potter's kid?
No, it's a kid from the 80s that does that smirk. It's a meme.
Hey, it's JJ. It's JJ McCarthy. And on that note, good night, everybody.
Wow. Bear down.
This is a Huddle Sports Network broadcast. You can find us on Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV, Facebook, and of course YouTube. Get all your NFL news here first.